I'm coughing up a left lung over here. It's a long story, but I was trying to empty this jar of water that I have. So I put some in my diffuser, and once that maxed out, I just gulped the rest of it. Went down the wrong tube, apparently, whatever that means. And I've just been coughing for like 3 minutes straight. I think I'm okay. Fingers crossed, I'll be fine. You guys, you too? I'm stressing out a little bit. I just got home from an 8th grade graduation committee. Which, by the way, I had very little to contribute to. I wasn't sure what they were discussing in the meeting, so I came in very unprepared. But I came out having a whole lot of more emotions and feelings about it. So, like, obviously it's big emotions. She's in 8th grade. Her school she's been in the school forever, her entire life, from pre-K 3 to 8th grade. They do not have a high school. So trying to figure, I've got goosebumps. Oh my gosh, okay, this might be so minuscule, and I know there are so many other things in life that you may think are more important, but right now this is the main issue that's going on in our life, where we just think, okay, well, where is she going for high school? There are so many options, and she has so many options because she's so fantastic and she's top of her class and she's already taking high school credit. So I just want to make sure that we make the right choice for her, so she continues to be challenged and she continues to excel and she continues to be the amazing person that she is, okay? And she's the oldest, so really she's setting the footprint for the younger kids too. So it's just a lot. And then leaving that committee with like, and everyone else seems to know exactly where their kid is going and exactly what they're doing, and I'm just like, quickly reminded that I know nothing about anything. We still have time. We still have plenty of time, like, you know. And part of the reason that Avelina has so many options and why she's at the top of her class, I think, is because she's been doing IXL forever. Literally her entire school career. And this video is kindly sponsored by IXL. Huge thanks to them for supporting me. Huge thanks to you for supporting me when I have sponsored content. It really means a lot. And there's always a deal involved for you as well if you're interested. So Avelina has been doing the IXL program, which is an online learning program. And it starts in pre-K and it goes all the way up to high school. She's been doing it her entire academic career, which is awesome. And it just provides such a great foundation for them. Lots of great extra learning practice that is really personalized to each student. So all my kids do IXL, and obviously they're all at different ages. And what makes IXL so great is, well, many things, but it offers an interactive practice for everything your child's learning in school. So the core subjects, which include math, language arts, science, and social studies. Everything is nice and organized. So when my kids get home from school, I also have them do it for home learning, because my kids do it at school too some days. So when they come home, it's part of their home learning expectation to do, you know, 15 to 20 minutes, which is really simple, and everything is organized by grade, subject, and topic. They also have other things on the website where there's like a recommended page where if your child has been doing practices, IXL, that's part of their whole thing, is that it's personalized learning, and they understand where your child may need more practice, and those types of subjects will be recommended to them for further practicing. It's also really convenient because I can download the app on my kids' devices or even my phone, and when we're in the car or traveling somewhere, or maybe we're outside of the house, I can just say, hey, open IXL and do 15 to 20 minutes, and they can knock it out. And I can tell you all day that I trust it, and I really think it's been a good support for my kids in their education. But who am I, you know? IXL also has research studies that consistently show that IXL boosts test scores, and the studies conducted were in over 70,000 schools, and those schools that used IXL consistently scored higher on tests compared to schools using any other program. So if you don't trust me, you can trust the research. Tracks their progress on IXL, so you don't have to grade anything or, you know, do anything special with it. So it's very hands-off, which is also another benefit. IXL is also great at offering your kids positive reinforcement and sharing awards with them. And Meredith is obviously on the younger side, so what's awesome about learning practice for her age is that they have audio support, so you can click on the little microphone and it will read out the question for her. They also offer games on there, and when my child is doing the IXL learning, if they get a question wrong, it also has very detailed explanations so they can correct it and go from there. And they also offer video tutorials, which is awesome. The video tutorials, they're made by educators and they break down the topics in ways that kids can easily understand them, and it's perfect for introducing new material or review past material if they just need a little refresher. So IXL offers a ton of support. They also, what's really great for me, because sometimes it can be overwhelming when you see all of these topics and subjects and you're like, okay, well, where do I start? They have lesson plans put together that you can just, oh, this is fantastic, and then go straight through. I just overall think it's a really great program and offers a lot of great academic support for them. So if you're interested in getting IXL for your family or your children, you can check out my link in the description box below, and you can get 25% off of your first year or your first month, which is a great deal. And the family memberships start at just like $7.46 a month to be exact. My link is in the description box if you want to check that out. I have been really keeping on track of Wentworth when he comes home, like going through his checklist, because you know I printed him out a checklist, so he's been going through that. He hasn't really been marking it off. At least he's getting it done. So that, I mean, progress there, right? So like emptying his lunchbox and then doing his homework, and then usually there's like an after school activity, which he has one today. I need to go over my calendar for today, actually. And I also just ordered some food dye or food coloring. Oh my gosh, I just feel like, oh! Do you ever feel like there's like that? Like there's just so much, and then how is it like to keep up with, and then how does other people, and then like why am I, you know? I think I'm just having troubles. Like I took a shower. I don't know what is going on. I feel like I need to kind of just gather my thoughts and get together. The thing is, here it is. Every day we have to do it all. Every day. There's no break. There's no break. I have been staying on top of laundry, but then I'm thinking, oh my God, like I gotta do this again? I set a timer on my laundry last night, and I was like, okay, I'll set it to start at, you know, 5 a.m., which I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. What the heck? I just been having trouble these days. And then I thought, you know what, by the time I get up at 5:45, 6 o'clock, then I can switch it over to the dryer. And then by the time I get home from the gym, then I can like fold it and stuff, which is great. And I have been doing it for a couple of days, and and then I have to put the laundry away. But at least it's clean. Like, pros and cons to everything. I also had a donut for breakfast this morning. Thank you so much to Alex for getting me a sour cream donut, which you know is he actually got me two. So if you don't know what the best donut is, allow me to introduce you to the best donut ever created. It is called a sour cream donut. Not to be confused with an old-fashioned sour cream donut, which I know some people call it, but if I order an old-fashioned sour cream donut at Dunkin' Donuts, they normally give me the old-fashioned, which I think is like pretty much the same, but this one has glaze on it. Oh my God, they're the best. It's more like eating a cake, and that's what I just like about it. Like, should I have eaten cake for breakfast? Debatable, yeah. Which leads me to tell you, like, all the thoughts in my head. I'm like, okay, well, I need to meal plan, and then I also need to throw together freezer meals because these days are getting really short. The moon comes out at 4 p.m. Pretty sure it's out right now. When we get home from all the sports activities, I'm like, oh, what's for dinner? I've literally just been throwing anything on the table, which works, honestly, but I need more vegetables in my life. I did end up throwing some sourdough together last night, oh my gosh, okay, so I was picking up, I ran into a friend yesterday. I was at her house and she was making sourdough, and I was like, oh, I'm making sourdough too. And her loaf looked honestly way better than this. This is just plain Jane sourdough. She was making like cranberry sourdough. Do you guys like to switch it up like that? See, I'm not even fancy enough to like have the mental capacity to add cranberries to my sourdough bread. So let's come up with a game plan today. I feel like the holidays are approaching and birthday season is approaching and all of this noise. I have to kind of quiet down and think, okay, what's important? What do I need to do? The birthday party is like, now. I need to get the house in order. I need to make sure I order food for the party because I don't make it all anymore because time constraints. I will make some food, in which case I need to go grocery shopping. I also promised the kids I would have something for when they get home from school. I also think they have one of them has a game today. 2 of them. I need to get the backyard settled. In my mind, I'm like, you need to declutter the garage and don't even forget about your closet. So let's all take a collective breath. Have you started Christmas shopping yet? I bet some of you have all of your gifts wrapped. I don't want to hear about it. Oh my gosh, and then listen to this. I got an email from Magic Candle Company, you know, my fragrance oils. So I was like, okay, let me check out their Christmas scents. They have 8 of them. Obviously I need 1 of each. So I'm like starting to check out. I'm thinking, this is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on something so dumb. So I haven't checked out. I just added it all to cart just to look at it. I'll just pretend that it's fine. If everything else in the house is chaos, at least it smells good, right? That's my justification. Okay, well, you know what? The first thing that I can do, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this. Is it ridiculous that I had to write this down? Order bed frames for your kids. 2 of them are sleeping on mattresses on the floor. I explained why in a recent video. It shouldn't be happening. It is happening. It needs to be fixed. Seems like an easy fix, just order the stuff. I think I get decision fatigue because there are so many options. Like, well, what headboard? Should I just pick the one I like? I think I'm gonna do that. All right, good news, bad news, mostly good news. I actually don't have any bad news, but I feel like that's what people say. There's always options for you to choose. Hey, it looks like Alex ordered a new battery case. I guess I gotta put batteries in. I did order, oh my gosh, see, I didn't even switch them over. And then my kids with the socks, oh, I can't find any socks. And then I ordered 100 pair of socks. I don't know where they are. Also, shin guards, I ordered more of those because those seem to get lost just as easily. Why did I never switch this over? I thought I did. It's empty. Anyway, what's the good news? Please tell me. The good news is my closet is so cram-packed. I don't even put my clothes away. I just live out of whatever clean laundry I have in the laundry room. It's a new low in my life that I've reached, honestly. It's only up from here, right? I hope so anyway. Hey, I just ordered, I'm taking 1 step. It's that 1% rule. Let's get 1% better than today, than yesterday, than tomorrow. I finally ordered a bed frame for Eleanor. I got her a rug, an area rug for her bedroom. I ordered a mattress for Wentworth because when we got rid of his bed, we also got rid of the mattress and box spring along with it. I knew in my heart, I was like, let's put it in the garage. We should just put it in the garage just in case. See, this is why being a hoarder is like beneficial in some cases, you know what I mean? Our garage is full of crap. Don't need any of it. Could have really used a mattress and a bed frame right about now. It would have saved me buco bucks. But anyway, what's done is done. There's no sense in dwelling on the past. I did give him a bed frame, mattress, all that good stuff. It should be in next week, so that's exciting. I also was going to order Avelina a rug, but I didn't because every time we talk about it, she wants white everything. I'm like, have you guys met yourselves? Like, it's gonna get dirty. So in my mind, it would be wasteful to buy a white rug because it would just get ruined. It wouldn't last, and I really should just do it just so their rooms look more put together. I'm gonna throw Eleanor's laundry in. Normally the bigger kids do their own laundry, but I figured it's open and ready for a load, and amazingly, there's no more dirty laundry around the house. I mean, we might have a few pieces, but not a whole load, so I'll just throw hers in. Avelina needs to do hers today because she has a soccer game tomorrow. Too, and like trying to keep those uniforms clean. All right, I am going to disassociate, put on a podcast, and put some laundry away, try to tidy up. I know my glass sliding doors need to be cleaned, so I'm just gonna take it one thing at a time. There's always something going on. Everyone's going through something. And what always has to be done, even when you're going through stuff? Everything has to be done. You got to make dinner. You got to do the laundry. You have to stay on top of everything. So I'm taking a little page out of Alanis Morissette's notebook, and I'm just going to sing. I don't even remember the name of the song. And everything's going to be fine, fine, fine. Is it quite all right? Does she change it? Now I'm questioning my entire childhood. 'Cause I got one hand in my pocket and the other one is giving a peace sign. I know she changes that one often. Man, someone told me maybe last year or so that she was touring. I'm sad I missed it, honestly. When's the last time you went to a concert? What was your first concert / last concert? / I'm pretty sure my first one was my last one. I'm just kidding. I've been to a few, but not in the past 15 plus years. 20, maybe 15, 7, 16. Let's do that. All right. Anyway, I've always, I would like to go on one. It's just circumstances. Oh, this is me. I'm like, do I hear the baby crying? When do the phantom cries fade away? Because I keep hearing them. And I'm like, okay, he's old enough now. He'll be fine. He can literally walk out of his room when he wakes up from his nap, But then the intrusive thoughts get to me. And I'm like, well, did he roll off the bed and hit his head? And then, just all the horrible things that I can think of. The intrusive thoughts. As we get older, we realize everything that can happen. So then our brain thinks, all right, well, this is definitely going to happen. At least my brain does anyway. So I have to constantly keep myself in check. Sometimes I'm coming home, like if I'm with the older kids or mostly I'm with the older kids or whatever. So the younger kids are at home with Alex, or if they go somewhere without me, and then I literally think worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. And I have to literally tell myself, like before I pick up the phone and ask, sometimes I'll text and call them, hey, is everything okay? Before I do that, sometimes I'm like, they're fine. Nothing is wrong. They are perfectly fine. But my brain, man, it's a real, when do those go away? Or do they just get worse as they get older? Because I'm going to tell you the worry that I have right now. And my oldest is almost 14, and sometimes she goes out with friends, and then I think, oh boy, this is it, So I don't think they ever go away. Do they subside a little bit at least? Like as they get more independent and more physically able to take care of themselves? I don't know, man. I don't have the answers. I'm just questioning everything, really. But good news is that I got her clothes put away because she had probably 4 loads of laundry that, I have found that I'm decent about keeping up on clean laundry. I struggle with putting it away, but I'm doing my best these days to try to keep a good system of folding them this way so that they can easily see them, and when they need something, they're not pulling everything out of their drawer. Like if Meredith has one thing in mind that she wants to wear, she can see it when she either opens her drawer or sifts through her closet or whatever. Oh, I will tell you an update on the closet situation. We're waiting. Okay, well, it's still frustrating if you can imagine that. I'm still waiting on a quote from, the people we originally had out, because we added a couple of closets, and obviously prices change throughout the months, just, as time goes on, because the price of wood changes and labor and all of this stuff. So I'm still waiting on quotes, but Alex actually had someone else come out too, which I told you wasn't going to happen, but he's like, no, these people seem really good quality, all this good stuff. So we had them come out. So I guess it's like the battle of the quotes again. I don't know, but I'm picking one this time around and I'm sticking to it, and we're actually going to get done. I assume it will be done the top of the new year, like January, February. But update on the bed situation is that I ordered them, and one of the mattresses came in today. Hallelujah. I just ordered one off Amazon. I don't even know if I told you guys, but I was over it. So I ordered a mattress off Amazon for Wentworth because I couldn't wait any longer. He really needs one. And then their bed frames should be in a couple of days. So we'll set those up, get them in beds.
off of the floor and maybe my life. I think that was part of the stress. I'm like, oh my gosh, all this stuff going on, like all of this and okay. Because there can be like serious stuff going on, but then I can be stressed out about the little stuff because I think, well, I have to deal with this really big thing, but then I also have to deal with all of this. And so some people might think, oh, you're annoyed by XYZ. Well, this is what I have going on. Yeah, but like everyone has something going on. And I just tend to get annoyed with like the little things because I think, oh man, I still have to worry about this stupid stuff too. And so that could be, it's just every day. It's just life, you know? So I'm overall grateful. Everything is lovely and peachy keen and rainbows and sunshine and all that stuff. You guys know about it. But also dark clouds and storms on occasion because life, that's what life is about. Highs and lows and everything in between. So I'm out here on the back patio because the birthday party is in a couple of days. And I knew that in order to tackle the whole house, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it all in one day. So I'm just taking little bits and pieces as they come at me. And I, just like when you're in school and you have homework to do or you have to study for a big test, it's better to do that a little bit every day. For me anyway, this is how I always did it. Rather than, well, I say always, but ideally this is how it should be done. You take a little bit every day instead of cramming the night before, which I know might be how most people operate. It's definitely how Alex operates. He's like, oh, I've got a big project that's due. I'll do it later. And then the day before, it's crunch time. And I feel like some people just need that extra motivation, the extra push of like, all right, well, time's up. You got to get it done now. And then they pull an all-nighter and all that good stuff. But anyway, in terms of cleaning my house, I knew the best course of action would be to just do a little bit at a time. And actually, before the birthday party, spoiler alert, I did not get to cleaning everything. And guess what? It was fine. It was fine. No one came up to me and was like, hey, your bathrooms are absolutely atrocious. You should probably tend to them. Maybe they thought that, but they didn't come up to me. So it's like, whatever, I didn't get to cleaning my bathrooms, but like I cleaned them probably a few days before. So I mean, how bad could they actually be? I think we all know the answer to that. It could have been a catastrophe. And typically, if I know a room is bad, like a bathroom or something, I'll excuse myself during the party and use said bathroom and just clean it while I'm in there. But once the party starts, like, that's it for me. I'm done with everything. I'm mingling, I'm hosting, and all of that good stuff. So usually I don't even really like drink or eat. I'm just all consumed with all of that. I should probably take care of myself a little bit more, but man, I'll do that in a couple of years when I have more time. Will that happen? I don't know. But I'm restocking this fridge. I wish I would have got juice boxes or something. I didn't. Life goes on and no one cared.
I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the best snacks ever always makes my mood better. You know what? I should have put on some music today. Sometimes we have those days and we just need some uplifting music. Other days, we need some chips and salsa. These are my go-to chips. Like, come on. If you haven't tried it, get on it. So I'm going to throw together some freezer meals. Tonight, I'm going to make dinner and then triple it. And so I'll have 2 freezer meals. Hopefully it's good. I've never made it before. And it is actually called Creole black beans. Apparently it's her husband's favorite, so we're just gonna take his word for it. Tend to enjoy, well, okay, hold on. I would prefer, there's something for everybody, right? I say I would like a whole meal in a freezer bag, but I'm also not a huge fan of like overcooked veggies in the crock pot, so it's hit or miss. This one does call for some veggies, so we'll see how they turn out. But first I'm going to chop up some sausage. I think this is the kind, there's no pictures included, so I don't know. It says to slice it up. So this makes the most sense of what kind of sausage to get. And it's just like the already cooked kind. So for dinner tonight, I will throw these in a pot and brown them up. So I need enough for 3. So I bought 4, but whatever. I'll just slice 1. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. A little olive oil in a pot back here. Get that heated up. And I don't know if these are big enough bags, but we're about to find out. And I do have these little doohickeys so I don't spill everything all over the counter, which has happened several times to me in the past. Yeah, I don't think this bag is big enough, but whatever.
I'm so glad that I put these freezer meals together because these months coming up, you guys know about it. You're busy. It's the holidays. It is birthday season for us. It's sports season. Thankfully, we have a couple of weeks off of sports. Well, one specifically that I'm talking about that's outside of school, which is Wentworth soccer. So that used to be like every weekend and, you know, obviously throughout the week. And he still does something that's twice a week. It's like once a week and then once on the weekend. So, anyway, I say that and then I'm like, well, really there's no break at all, but like slightly a little bit. All of the kids' games and all the cheer stuff and all the everything, all the stuff every single day. You know about it. You're busy. Like the last thing you want to think about is dinner. So throwing together these freezer meals can be really beneficial in this season of life, in this busy season of life. And I'm not going to sit here and glorify like, oh, being busy. Honestly, like I like it. I like being busy. I like all the, well, I say chaos, but I think you understand. This is the best part of life. You know, I have kids, they're involved, they're happy, they're doing stuff, they're active. And so for us, it's what we enjoy. And really, I've said this before, but when you break it down per kid, they're not overly involved in stuff. I mean, some might, it's all comparative. It's all, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all situational. But when you break it down, I think they're doing a good amount for what they're capable of and what they enjoy. So it works for us, but as parents, it's a lot to get them here and there and everywhere and show up at every single thing that they're doing and all this stuff. So, and again, their schools are pretty active too. So we just do our best and it's a lot, but like, that's what life is all about for us. Yes. Or is that just what I'm telling myself? I don't know. Okay. I will tell you this meal that I made this night, whatever it's called, Cajun, whatever. Delicious. It had so much flavor. And I don't know if most of that flavor came from the sausage or whatever, because you see that I'm barely adding any spices, like obviously garlic, salt, pepper. I should go get the recipe so I can tell you exactly what's in it. Hold on. What's the other hand doing? Hailing a taxi or something? Now I have that Alanis Morissette song stuck in my head. Okay, so for this one, you need the sausage, 2 pounds between 3 bags, 6 cans of black beans between 3 bags, 2 14.5 ounce cans of stewed tomatoes or fire roasted tomatoes. I did the fire roasted between 3 bags, 3 cups of onions, 3 cups of bell peppers, 3 cups of celery, 6 garlic cloves. You guys know I did more than that. 3 tablespoons of dried thyme, 3 tablespoons of dried oregano, 3 teaspoons of salt and pepper, 3 chicken bouillon cubes. I didn't do that. I think I had the chicken stock, 6 bay leaves. I just didn't add those because I didn't care. And then 3 cups of water. And then later you'll need rice. So this night I was making it, I made some rice. And instead of garlic cloves, I bought this because I knew like I'm in a time crunch. I got a lot going on right now. I got to get these freezer meals together. So I bought the squeezable garlic. Is it ideal? Who cares? Honestly, I don't. You know, use what you have when you have it. But this meal was absolutely delicious. So much flavor. I loved it. The whole family ate it up. Are you watching? Are you looking? Are you here in the room with me? Guess what I found? That's what I found just right here in my spice cabinet. I knew I bought it. I knew I got it. It's the hot honey from Trader Joe's. I looked everywhere. I looked in my room. I looked upstairs. I looked in the car. I looked in the pantry, all over the place, every cabinet. I was like, did a child get a hold of it? Maybe it's in their room. Everywhere, 20 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. And here it was, right in the last place I looked. Look at that. Amazing hot honey. All right, here it is next time I need it. Not even sure why I opened that. Oh, maybe to put the spices away. So I was looking to see what else goes in here. My contacts are so blurry right now. Oh, bay leaves. Ironically, there isn't any like Creole seasoning, so I don't know about that. And then it calls for water and a bouillon cube, a chicken bouillon cube, but I got some of my homemade chicken broth in here, so I'm just gonna throw some of this in, about 3 cups, so almost the whole container, and then I'll move on to the next one. And then I'll put the rest on the stovetop. And I think that's everything. Aside from the bay leaves, like I could throw that in, but are they really going to add that much flavor? I added the herbes de Provence.
So, hey, look at that. Everything fit in these bags. Nothing fell over, which is progress. All right, that was nice and simple. And the best part about that is I have dinner going for tonight. It smells really fantastic. Up in here, up in here. Oh, look at those layers. Oh, it looks better on this side, but you can barely tell because of, check it. That's pretty cool, right? Here.
Hey, 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 2 down. I don't know how many more to go.
But here it is. I put the lid on as I was putting the rest of the stuff together. So the veggies did soften up, which was really nice, really easy to do. Essentially it's ready. I am gonna throw some rice in the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot for me is literally a glorified rice cooker. So I'm just gonna let that simmer. I've had it on low heat this entire time, aside from burning the sausage in there, some of them, but it smells incredible. All right, this next recipe seems a little crazy. And I say that only because it calls for carrots, and I don't know if I bought any. I mean, I know I didn't buy any. I don't know if I have any. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm like 60% sure, so fingers crossed for me. It calls for a lot of chopping and dropping. I think the whole thing with this, there's 6 recipes in this whole packet. I picked out the 2, maybe I picked out 3, I don't remember, that would best suit our family just to try out. And the great thing about this is that it includes a lot of vegetables, which is awesome to have, especially when you're doing like freezer meals, slow cooker meals, because a lot of those don't include like the whole meal, you know, which pros and cons. I do a lot of like meats in the crock pot, and then I'll throw some, you know, freezer broccoli in the microwave or whatever, and then a quick easy carb. But this one calls for a lot of chopping. So I'm gonna check on the carrots. I've got green beans, celery, onion, and potatoes. And then from there, it's just dropping in. It is actually called curry chicken chowder. I don't know, we'll see how it goes.
So I've yet to try this one yet. And it seems really attractive. Eleanor came in and smelled the curry and she was all about it. My kids love curry. They're like, "Ooh, I can't wait to eat that one." So maybe I'll throw that in my crock pot for today's dinner. But I'll tell you, okay, it calls for 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, fresh or frozen, whatever. But I used chicken breast. I know, who am I? I just ran to the store because all of my stuff was frozen. And I just bought a huge pack of chicken breasts from Publix. And so I use those. But anyway, this is divided between, let me see, 2 Ziploc bags. So you need the chicken, and then 2 cups of onion chopped, 2 cups of celery chopped, 2 cups of potatoes cubed, 2 cups of carrots sliced, 2 cups of green beans, fresh or frozen, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 to 2 tablespoons of curry powder. I did way more. 2 bay leaves, and then 10 cups of water divided. So obviously when it comes to measurements, whenever I'm doing really anything in life, I don't care. Like, I just diced up 1 onion. Was it a cup? No. Was it more? Probably. Who cares? Just dice up an onion, half of an onion if you care about it. If you don't like onion, don't add it. You know what I mean? Like, take recipes as a guideline. I always like to add a little bit more veggies to my dishes, whatever it calls for, simply because why not? You know, Lizzie McGuire style. What's her name? Hillary Duff. Why not? Why not? My nose is pretty stuffy. It's been stuffy for literally 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do. I should probably rest a little bit, but who has time to rest these days? So anyway, okay, I'm just chopping and dropping into these bags. Freezer meals couldn't get any simpler than this. Other than if you were to plan ahead and chop all of these things at once, because a lot of the meals called for similar ingredients. But in the end, I think you're spending the same amount of time chopping, you know what I mean? Whether I chop 1 onion at a time and then drop it in the bag, or chop 5 onions at a time, it's still the same amount of time. Do you understand? Do you smell what I'm stepping in, kind of thing? The potatoes, I probably added more than it called for. And I bought the Yukon Gold potatoes because the skin is really thin. I knew I wasn't going to sit there and peel it. Like, you know what I mean? I am under a time crunch. I don't care about it. I don't care about any of this. Anyone watch Tim Robinson? I think you should leave. It's really inappropriate. So, like, just a heads up. But it is so funny. Alex and I quote that show more than everything else in life. You might think it's dumb when you first watch it, but like, give it 7 tries and then you'll start laughing. Depends on what skit it is too. They're basically like SNL skits. Like Dan Flash's, the t-shirt one. Please tell me you guys know about that. Anyway, so we're making freezer meals and stuff. When it calls for like 1 to 2 tablespoons of curry powder, I'm sorry, 7? Is that what you said? 7 tablespoons of curry powder? Quarter cup? Yes. Whenever I make curry, it's never enough. Add more. I need more of that flavor. I need more of the spice. I think a great addition to this also would be the curry paste. I think that adds a lot of depth in there too. But 2 more freezer meals in the bag, ready to go. Dunzo. Did you see the chicken pieces that I had? Those chicken breasts? Were they 5 pounds each? What in the skibbity was happening there? I couldn't even believe it when I was like placing them in the bags. Okay. So this is inevitable when I'm putting a lot of meals together or when I'm cooking a lot in the kitchen. Sometimes I have to take a break from what I'm doing because I had 1 more meal to throw together, but I could barely breathe in the space that I was in. So I needed to just take 5 to 10 minutes to tidy up my space in order for me to finish the task. There was a lot going on. The garbage can was full. You know, there's just stuff all over the countertops that I needed to tend to, lunch boxes and all of that good stuff. And that just tends to happen. We got homework going on. I handed him, spelling bee is coming up. I think that's what he wanted out of the drawer, his list of spelling bee words so he could study. Man, it's so cool. I have one child who is literally master speller. Oh, and let me brag on Olivia. She literally is so annoyed every time I tell someone. But she won her class spelling bee. I think they did it like twice. And so she won a crumble cookie. It was really funny. She literally hates when I tell people. So there you go. This is part of being a mom, okay? Embarrassing your child. And plus it's an academic achievement, if you will, a small one, but be it one. And then Eleanor is like, just like Avelia, a very good speller. They're just very like book smart, intelligent. Wentworth excels in different areas of his life. Like he rode a bicycle at the age of 0. You know what I mean? Like he's physically just so much more advanced than the girls were. But he is rocking this spelling bee. He's got it in a couple of days. But just the confidence that he has, and I just love it so much. So the other day, initially I didn't sign him up. I didn't know if he was interested. And so we were talking about it and he expressed his interest. And I was like, okay, I hope it's not too late. So I signed him up. So he's really excited about that. And I'm so happy and excited that he's excited about it. You know what I mean? So I think that's so important for the kids because being interested and being excited about school stuff, that's not for everyone. You know what I mean? So just putting that out there. Everyone's different. Everyone's got their thing. And all right, I moved on to the other recipe. I can't remember what this recipe is. I don't think it's on my list. No, okay, it's not on my list. You know what this is? Off the cuff. I decided, you know what's really easy? Freezer meal? Chicken fajitas. And so I just put in chicken, I put it in onion, and I diced up a bunch of bell peppers that I had in my fridge. That was the main catalyst. I was like, I have a lot of bell peppers. I need to do something with them. The 2 green ones, I told you a few days, my fridge was going crazy. We need to get the repair guy out here. Maybe next year he'll come. I'm not holding my breath, okay? But anyway, the green bell peppers, they froze in the fridge because we were having an issue with the fridge. Everything was freezing. And so they were like all mushy and gross. So I ended up not using the green ones, but I used everything else. They seemed to be just fine. So really simple: chicken, onion, peppers, and then the spices. Oh, and oil. I put oil in there just to get everything going along. But I usually have taco sauce. You can use fajita sauce, whatever you want or like, but I usually have a huge thing of taco sauce. I'm completely out of it, so I need to refill that. So I use the rest of it, and then I use the spices that obviously make up taco sauce. So like cumin, salt, pepper, paprika. I use chili powder, onion powder, just whatever you like, whatever you have. Google a good recipe. I'm going to have to throw more together myself. So really simple there. And then just one less thing for me to have to think about. Oh my gosh, I'm like gagging on my burgers over here. Dinner's complete. I'm sorry I said that. Forgive me. I'm the worst. I don't know why you're my friend.
Oh my goodness. It feels so good to have some freezer meals made and ready to go. It could get pretty crazy during the holiday season. Okay, it feels good to know that I have a healthy meal tucked away in my freezer. So, I can just not have to think about dinner for at least a few days. I'm going to get on the train of doing this more often. That took me, well, I don't know. I know how on Pinterest they're like 1,000 meals in under 2 hours. I'm like, really? Yeah, right. It always takes way longer than what people think. But Alex gave the kids a bath and they're watching a movie, so I was able to cook dinner. And really, okay, 27 minutes is how long the last 2 meals took me to put together. Is that right? And then however long this one took. So I'm happy with what I did, with the progress that I made. I think I'm gonna end it here. We're gonna eat dinner, do bedtime routine and all of that good stuff. But thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. Don't forget to check out IXL. My link is in the description box below for you to get 25% off of your first year or first month, and that covers the full curriculum. Unlimited practice. It's a great deal. Happy day. I feel a lot better now that I did something productive, even though there are 7 million more things for me to do. But also, it could have been the music that I was listening to. It's very uplifting. Why do I always forget to put it on? I'll see you next time. Bye.